Hello, everyone. Welcome to Flokali. And right here we have Miles Santiago and Chris Schick, the creators of Six Figures, our first place in our film freeway competition from 2021.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Schick. I'm the director and writer of Six Figures.
Hey everyone, Miles Santiago here of Miles Media. I am the mastermind behind the whole operation. I'm the DP, editor, you name it, I'm it. And grip. I do kind of everything.
Awesome. I'm really happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.
I have
Happy
some
to be
question
here.
for you guys, and it's related everything to your film. But at the same time, just like I said in my other interviews, it's all about putting a little bit about ourselves as artists out there, right? So I love the opening. The opening was secretly what we were looking for. We were trying to look for a picture that will show that beauty of Florida, you know? Because normally we were, you know, every time people talk about Florida, they remember, oh, Florida man or Florida women. And people in Florida are just crazy. And, you know, we have that reputation just because of the media. But I wanted to show the world that Florida is more than just bad news. You know, there's bad news everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is so much creativity right here. And I wanted to ask you guys, how is the Florida film industry treating you guys as students in the film industry?
I would say it's a hard question to answer in terms of I definitely think in Florida we could have a lot more opportunities than we do right now. I've been fortunate since Six Figures has happened to work on some projects actually SAG affiliated since then, including a indie feature that recently shot. So there's been a couple projects since then, but I would say for the most part, the biggest access that indie filmmakers in Florida have is to festivals like yours, and there's not really, there's not a ton of avenues right now in the state. I don't know if Miles wants to jump off of that too.
I would totally echo that as well. I've been doing a lot of independent stuff here and there, and I think definitely there needs to be more student-related stuff, for sure. More concrete opportunities for students like us.
Yeah, and UCF, we both go to UCF and the film program here now, and a lot of students shoot short films here, but they're not necessarily always marketed or distributed out as much as they even could be for the quality of product that they are.
What do you guys think the Florida film industry in Florida can do to help you guys?
The first thing that came to my mind was we need more of a platform, to get our voices out there. A bigger platform would be definitely beneficial.
Yeah, something like Flokali or stuff that we were able to fortunately enough to find, but I think too many times a lot of people that make these smaller projects, they don't even know where to start in terms of distributing or what kind of platform they can release their stories on. And so having more online platforms where that's more accessible would make that a lot easier for filmmakers getting started out to really see if they have a product or a piece that's worth telling it at an even bigger level, but they don't have a place to start in Florida compared to maybe some other states. It's a little more challenging.
I agree. One of the reasons we created Flokali, it was because of this. I was like, there is so much talent here, so much, and so many voices that they're not speaking anymore. They're screaming.
You're right, yes.
Someone has to listen. Someone has to listen, for sure.
Indeed.
And I said, let's make it happen. I started looking, and nobody had it. I was like, where is the support?
I like that attitude.
And the whole deal about Flokali is for Florida to meet the world and the world to meet Florida. In your film, our protagonist finds $60 million in graduating times, which is, wow, like a miracle. In graduating times, you're coming out of high school to go to college. You find $60 million. Do you even go to college? What would you guys do with $60 million?
With that much money, if it was for me and Miles, a big long-term goal we've always talked about is potentially one day owning and operating our own movie studio. And so 100%. I know we would both love to put our money into investing into that. And then in terms of making a feature, for sure make a feature film with that type of money is something that we would both love to do. But kind of the end goal is something that we really want to work towards is owning and operating our own studio. And so that's exactly where any money like that would go to. completely.
100%. It is our passions. It's the thing that really connects Chris and I is film, and there's nothing else I'd rather do with that kind of money other than that. So that's exactly what it would
and
be.
We've already, I think, that film, like I said, we've already come a long way since then. If you look at any project we've worked on recently, from six figures.
Get ready.
Right brand new film called it's called Where Will You Be? Actually, it's a short film. It's shorter than six figures. Actually, it's a lot shorter, but a lot higher, like in terms of budget. Way higher, way grander scale, a lot more characters, a lot more polished, put together. It's more in
production value.
It's in post-production sound design right now, which is already we didn't even have for something like six figures. Now we have a sound designer and a composer and all sorts of things we didn't have access to then. So we can't wait to share that project out next when that comes out later.
For sure. And one of the other things I wanted to tell you guys, I love the fact that the protagonist was unconsciously meticulous. He knew, because he was like, okay, let me get this library card and whatever. And I don't know, because I study a lot, I want to be a professional. Even if I don't find that money, I want to be able to go to college, right? And he found it. And I feel that had a lot to do with law of attraction, because he's like, he was trying to find it, right? But a lot of people was trying to find it, but he had pure intentions. He wasn't trying to use it for greediness. He was actually in the right mindset. And I think that's what helped him find the money. So what about you guys? Can you tell me a situation in which the law of attraction worked your way?
I think us meeting each other and starting working on this project and working on other projects for sure, because Miles was already working on film stuff and some film projects before I met him, and then
there's a few years between us. I'm the latter, the senior.
He's a bit older than me. But I came to him at that time with that script that I've been writing and some other people that we knew at the time, and said, hey, we want to make this project. And at that point, I was still a senior in high school. And we were like, hey, we want to film this project over the course of this year. We think it'd be a really great creative endeavor and creative opportunity. And so we just went to town on that. And from there, I would say...
we've been inseparable since.
Pretty much working on stuff it's just been after that we worked on a project that's going to be on Amazon Prime later this year after that, and like I said, we've both worked on lots of other independent projects. So in terms of law of attraction, I think having that initial drive of we really want to focus on this project, and then keeping that energy after that was done, and not saying okay, we're done here, because we're not even close. That everything we make in the future is going to be way better even than this film, so just having that mindset of constant improvement and stuff, I think is the greatest benefit I've had mentally, is just okay, what's next, and how can whatever I do next, how's that going to be better than what I did before in any sort of way, and how's it going to be more successful without getting too much in your head, but just more as long as the goal is always, what can we do better. That, I think, to me, is the exact law of attraction that just leads to better things, And even if something doesn't work out well, if that positive mindset is kept up, then it's just okay, that thing didn't turn out bad, but I learned a lot from it, No bad things, but more just learning material to do better on the next thing. And so I like to look at it
better myself.
Kind of in life, yeah.
It's exactly what I would have said.
Have you guys seen You, that series that's in Netflix, the psycho guy, You?
I have not.
No.
The brother of the person he's in love with enters into a party, and he's trying to pitch this film to this person that he wants to be the protagonist, And he gets to talk with the agent, and he's like, hey, I have this idea about this and that, and she's like, oh really, how it ends? And he does not know how to say how it ends. So she's like, I'm gonna give you an advice, and it's for your own good. You can just come in and say that you have an idea. There's people that have it, you don't have it. And that was kind of heartbreaking for that person. But at the same time, I was like, I agree. Sometimes truth can be very, very harmful, but it is the truth. You gotta accept
very true, yeah.
it. For example,
Absolutely.
he did not have a whole idea. The fact that you guys had an idea, you write it down, and you put it in action and you execute it, it says a lot about you guys as artists. So congratulations.
Well, we appreciate that. We really do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And I am looking forward for your next project. Now, it is a pleasure to have you guys here in Flokali Meets. So go ahead and express yourself, say hi to your audience, let them know actually how to find you.
Yeah, thank you very much to everyone who's watched our film on the Flokali network and everyone who's been able to watch it and allow us to share this story. I know you can definitely find, I post about all of my projects on my Facebook and Instagram, Chris_Schick, SHICK 29. And that's where I'm posting all of the updates currently I have right now on the film we're working on, which is called Where Will You Be? And so you can find out any sort of project I'm working on or interested in working on through there.
You won't find me far from where Chris is at. I'm a DP out here in Orlando trying to make my dreams happen with like-minded people. I can be found at Miles Media 1 on Instagram. And you can find all of my filmmaking updates there and life updates and this and that and the other. And I'm also on Facebook at Miles Santiago. Check there too.
Okay, well, thank you guys. That was all for tonight. And again, thank you for coming. I'm really honored to have you guys. I was really engaged by your film. And again, I can't wait to see
glad
more
you enjoyed
you
it.
guys.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
that
really
word,
glad you enjoyed
engagement.
it. That's great to hear. Yeah. It was a lot of, if I can say one thing on it, I hope it came through too. It was a lot of fun to film. That project ended up taking almost a year from beginning to end. About a year from beginning to end, because at that point we were still pretty novice. We didn't understand how long it took to shoot a film, I think, at that point, because it ended up
I do believe that was your
year.
directorial debut, right?
Yes, yeah, that's my directorial debut. But I didn't realize even at that time, like, I got a 40-page script here, and what that actually meant in terms of shooting something like that, because that's humongous. So think that we did something that big at that level, I think speaks a lot to the character of not just me and Miles, but everybody else that couldn't be here, but that you'll see their name in the credits. Everybody worked really hard on that project and made it the great film that it turned out to be, and the really fun project it turned out to be. Like, I hope you could tell, to like the lead antagonist, her name's Katie, that played Jennifer. She was having so much fun just every time she was doing a scene that she was there.
Set life was great. It really was. It was so much fun.
All the way from Ghana. This film is not like the best quality, but it has such a beautiful story. Like,
and that at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
That's what it matters. The story,
and
just
the goal,
stay
honestly,
around
like,
enough
us,
to understand the story, and you will see how much beauty is in this art. From artist to artist. If you guys ever end up in a writer's block, remember that we live in a world that it's trying to survive the future. I feel as human beings, we have an inner power, and people will say I'm crazy, but I feel like some of us can actually see the future if you actually put your mind to it and you try to study history and the things that have happened and the things that are happening right now. It's pretty predictable. So try to be the voice of the future and prepare for everything. I come out and I do little short films to bring up messages. But these messages are to inspire others to make something bigger. So I'm not a filmmaker. I'm a businesswoman. I'm an actor and a businesswoman. That's it. That's all I do. But if you guys need ideas or something and you need to brainstorm, do not hesitate to reach out and like just sit down and brainstorm and talk about anything. Because this is art and I love it.
We appreciate that for sure.
Thank you very much for coming and say goodbye to your audience.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you very much, guys, for tuning in.